Friday on FS1. All right, welcome back with Lock and Wiley. Eric Dickerson and Michael Vick are back. Let's return to New Orleans, where Sean Payton says he will, quote, never get over the controversial non-call of pass interference against the Rams in yesterday's NFC Championship game. Even the Rams themselves seem to think they got away with one, with corner Nickel Roby Coleman admitting he got there early, and Todd Gurley posting a doctored pic of himself trading jerseys with the referee.
That's amazing.
Nickel Roby, I'm sorry, Coleman. But anyway, listen. The question is, will this controversy taint the Rams? And I sure the hell hope not, and people need to let it go because, again, it's just like we talked about. The Saints blew this game, and the Rams went out and won it. And to me, I go back to, you know, we're talking about that controversy and not talking about Drew Brees was ineffective and inaccurate late. Sean Payton did some dumb things. And I think we're overlooking the fact, and I've been a Sean McVay critic, or not critic, skeptic, but his control of this team, and I go back to they should be talking about Todd Gurley getting benched and not complaining, and what that says about the Los Angeles Rams more than this non-call.
Yeah, I don't think this non-call is going to taint it. Look, I've been on the victim side of a bad call, the Music City Miracle. And you know what's weird? Like, you sitting there like you want reality and time to stop. You're like, wait a minute, this is unfair. Handle this, correct it. Okay, I don't need the NFL call. I don't need all the reporters saying you guys are in the right. Just change the reality. Let us advance. Let them go on. Yeah. Hey, you know what? The winning team, and then when I see Teddy Bruschi and Willie McGinnis and all them dudes and all them gates that they lived through and played through in them Super Bowls, them rings look the same size as the ones without scandal. So you know what? It's great storyline. In our world today, we love to talk about everything. I mean, and then we love even more to talk about the next thing. So our vicious cycle of just repeating whatever is going out there and then moving on to the next, to repeat that for a week and then move on to the next, this is going to be something that we're going to move on to and focus in on this game.
They let us stay in it. So they let us stay in it, and we came back and beat them. They, you know, usually one play don't win or lose a game. It's you know, you lose as a team, and that's what it comes down to. If you want to talk about a controversy, 2002, go back to the Patriots and the Raiders. That was a fumble. That wasn't even a controversy. But move on. The Patriots go to the Super Bowl. They play the Rams. They cheat. They video it. They win the Super Bowl. Move on. Deflategate. Move on. It's time to just move on. It is what it is. It's over with, and up next.
You look at the Rams' body of work from week 1 all the way until yesterday. You can't take anything away from this team. They played good football. They played championship football all year. They beat good teams. They had some, you know, rough patches throughout the season, and they fought their way through it. And that was because they have a great coach. That's because they have players and leaders in that locker room and guys stepping up, understanding what it's about. So it's no way a Super Bowl appearance can be tainted from a call. I mean, I think we, you know, like Marcellus, like you just said, plenty of calls you wanted or didn't get. Plenty of calls I wanted that I didn't get, you know, and I probably would have had a ring on my finger. So, you know, you can't look at the game that way. It's unrealistic. But these guys deserve to play in this game. They deserve everything that they got coming, and they deserve to enjoy the week.
I saw an article this morning, someone writing that Roger Goodell should step in here and that he has, under the commissioner's rules and leadership, he could come in here and basically disqualify this game or blah, blah, and that they should consider that. And it blew my mind. I'm just like, in the history, when I sit there, yeah, it's absurd. But it was written and was talked about and it's being discussed, and you can find damn near anything over social media, but someone actually wrote it, and I'm like, you know, in the grand scheme of like bad calls, this really doesn't even rate. It's not even worthy of all this. When I think about the Soviet Union, what the USSR did to us in the Olympics, I believe, in '72 or whatever, when they stole the gold medal from our basketball team. Hell, when Seattle, I think, didn't they lost the Super Bowl game to the Steelers, where there had to be like 3 or 4 calls that I thought were ridiculous. This here has been blown out of proportion by social media and modern media and Sean Payton to deflect.
There you go.
It's just not that big of a deal.
No, it's not if you have the proper perspective and understanding of the game of football, as every single game has missed calls, has errors, and it has great plays. And it's just, what's that combination, or what do you want to hone in and then, like you said, exaggerate for that moment? You're going to exaggerate this. It was a tremendous play. They could have advanced. We get it. They're not the first in that conversation, first in that line. And ED, one player can't lose a game. Yeah, Cody Parkey, he lost that game.
D Ford.
D Ford offside. Scott Norwood. Like, y'all want to keep going? Like, I hate when people say that.
But as a teammate, you don't blame the team.
Not in his
I blame D Ford. I'm not a teammate, but I blame D Ford.
Oh, yeah.
D Ford need to line up on side.
Yeah, he did.
In the fourth quarter.
What was he looking at? I mean, when you saw it, I thought maybe, I said, well, maybe it's the angle of the TV. Because we on the plane, I'm like, maybe it's the angle. Maybe, but he was way offside.
Yeah. One thing people can't forget is that game could have been ended right then and there for the Saints if they would have did what they were supposed to do. That had nothing to do with the Los Angeles Rams.
There it is.
All right, coming up, we'll give you our latest approval ratings for Bill Belichick. And Uncle Jimmy will be here to stir things up.
Call P.I.